Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Melvin here. How's everyone doing? And today it's episode 91. And it's pretty remarkable for me because today I'm trying something totally new. In case you didn't know, I'm actually simulcasting this to three different locations, right? And so it is going out to LinkedIn, it's going out to YouTube as well as Facebook. And so, all three going out at the same time within this show itself, I think it's going to be quite exciting. And yeah, so how's everybody doing? Today, I'd like to talk to you about a few things. One is, of course, the key idea about what exactly motivates you. I mean, we all let's just say that we all have different things that motivate us. Some of us are motivated by money, some of us are motivated by our family, some of us are motivated by the ability to contribute. And so every single one of us have a different motivational factor from every single one of us, right? And before I get into that, in case you're watching this for the first time, especially for those folks on LinkedIn, this is the Melvin Live Show. And on this show itself, we talk about the mindset, the skill set, and the tool set of building a one-person, 1 million all digital business. And so if you want to be kept informed of what's going on, because that's what I'll be sharing on this show itself, if you want to be kept informed, make sure you subscribe to my channel or like me on Facebook. All right. And in case you're wondering, this show is sponsored by Catalytic Courses. If there was ever a time that you want to pursue your digital ambition, now is the time, right? And so, but how many of you would have experienced the whole process of you wanted to get started on building your digital business, but somehow you are inhibited by something? And that's where the Catalytic Courses comes into the picture. The Catalytic Courses are essentially bite-sized learning that helps you get started and keep you moving and help you make progress along the way. All right. And so for those of you who really want to find out more about Catalytic Courses, please make sure that you check out the website. It is catalyticcourses.com. All right. So catalyticcourses.com. And once you're there, remember to say hi and drop me a message if you like. All right. So that's it. Let's get on to today's show itself. So today's show essentially as I say, what exactly motivates you? I mean, if there is something that motivates you, what motivates you? Type into the chat. I would like to know. But maybe just share with you this little story of mine. So many years ago, in my second job after graduating, my second job was I was the CEO of an early stage.com. And during those days, it was so exciting because we were considered on the forefront of technology, because you got to remember those days was like in 2000, right? So there wasn't that availability of ubiquitous digital devices that you have in the pocket that you have now. And we were still going on 2.5G to I don't even think we had 3G at a point in time. Anyways, so at that point in time, we were at the forefront of technology, and what was amazing was that we had access to this database, which was able to give us all this information that we need about companies. So what we were doing essentially was we were going out to talking to small and medium-sized enterprises. And you see, many of these small and medium-sized enterprises, sometimes they are caught in between because they have the big guys that they kind of service. And these big guys usually pay them, they have a payment term for them. And then in turn, they have this group of suppliers that kind of depend on them giving them some credit terms itself. And so what happened is, in the process of doing so, sometimes the SME isn't quite sure whether to extend the credit facility or do that 30-day credit to this company. And sometimes it's just on a hunch. Sometimes it's because due to the fact that they really need these people to kind of help them fabricate some parts. And so they had to extend credit to these suppliers. However, the problem is that sometimes you run into a situation whereby you have someone who doesn't pay up on time, or this suppliers sometimes run into financial difficulty themselves. But by the time this SME finds out that their suppliers ran into financial difficulty, it's already too late, because they are so far behind in terms of the queue, and for them to be able to get back any money from them is going to be pretty hard. And so that customer supplier relationship becomes kind of challenging, and there's a lot of tension. And in the market itself, there were essentially some SMEs that ran into financial difficulty because of extending credit to their customers, and as a result of that, they were not able to collect back the debt. And so we were actually providing them with information, because we had access to a database that kind of tells us if and when someone file a writ of summon, for example, and that is where we are able to alert our clients and tell them that, hey, these people are not going to be able to make the payment, so you better do something, right? And so that was the business itself, and it was truly exciting because I was new and I was being tasked to be the CEO, and I was like really moving things around and raising funds, developing new partnership, even exploring new markets and stuff. And so those days were extremely fun. But then it comes to a point whereby we realized that there were some concerns in the market itself, because people were a bit resistant to the idea. And so, we were having some difficulty. In addition to that, we were competing with big guys like Dun and Bradstreet, for example. And so after a while, it came to a point whereby I, instead of feeling motivated and wanting to get to work as early as I can, I kind of began dreading it, right? And so when I look back in terms of why was I feeling that way, the kind of the few responses that I gave myself was, well, I mean, that was not my business technically, although I was given shares in the company itself, but it's not my business, right? And so does it mean that just because it's not my business, so I'm not excited about it? And if it is my business, would I be so driven and so excited every day to just get the work done? And truth be told, I think when I started my own consulting practice, so the initial years was really, really motivating. But after some time, it kind of get to a point whereby, it gets kind of, you feel that level of sameness. And so you kind of like, oh man, I'm not quite sure if this is what I want to be doing. So what exactly motivates you? I think that question is worthwhile examining, and that question is worthwhile asking ourselves from time to time to time, right? Because I remember when I first started out, when I first graduated, the things that really motivated me was the fact that I was able to make money, right? I want to be able to go out there and use all that I've learned, right? Exactly. You know how the feeling is like. You want to go out there, you want to get things done, and you want to earn money, and you feel so good about yourself. And so in the initial phase was really about making money. But over time, what I realized was that this initial part, especially when you're starting out, right? This initial part, the best thing that you should be motivated to do is to learn as much as you can. Now, what I say that is because in this whole process, especially right now, where things are moving so fast, if for you to say that, yeah, I kind of know everything, it is just not possible. I mean, 2 weeks back, I was conducting a live streaming lesson for a group of bankers as well as people from the government sector, and they wanted to explore how they could use TikTok. And I truly, I am amazed with these people, and I respect these people because they are being forward looking and wanting to embrace a new platform and see how it works for them, right? At the end of the course, there were some people who say that, well, this is not for me, and well and good, but at least they know what it is about. And so I think one of the key motivations for all of us, right, I dare say for all of us, is to be able to get up every day and to learn something. What is it that you learn? Because if you're not learning, especially in today's context, right? I mean, this is where you want to be, and this is where you are. And in order to get there, things have changed so much. For you to declare and to say that I know everything and I'm able to do, I can do what I used to do in the past right now, it's just not going to be possible. And so I think one of the key things is really to motivate. We should be motivated by what we get a chance to learn. And in fact, today when I look at some of the prospects that I want to approach itself, one of the key things that I truly had in mind was that, how I could help them first, but at the same time, what is it that I can learn about them, right? What is it that I can learn about that? And that really, really got me excited, right? So the first part, I think, let's all agree that, learning is something that needs to motivate you. Now, the other thing that needs to motivate you, I believe, it's the ability to earn. And let's be very candid about things. I mean, we are here for business. And so if you're not able to earn an income or even to be able to generate revenue itself, you're out of the game, right? And so learn, earn. And when we think about earning, it's really thinking about how I'm able to bring value to the customer. In exchange for that value, the customer is going to give me money, right? And I make no apologies for me being able to, in the last 2 months or so, for example, it was phenomenal for me because I was able to get projects that I never thought I would get, pre-COVID-19. I'm just amazed at the amount of opportunity that have come by. And truly, the availability of this opportunity was made possible because part one, I've learned, right? I've put in the work, I have learned how to do things, and now I'm able to leverage that skill to earn an income. And then the third thing that I think that all of us should be motivated to, right? We should be motivated about is that, if you ask me, I'm motivated because I want to be able to beat the competition. That is such a great motivation for me. I don't, I really don't care if I'm going to get flamed for that. But truth be told, I want to be able to beat out the competition because when I'm able to do that, that is where I truly will be able to bring value to the customer. So that reminds me of the time when I was entering into the education market. We were the new kid on the block, and we've got a couple of big companies that have already established themselves with track record working in the schools. So we came in, and within a period of, I think, 12 months, we were able to grab a huge amount of market share from them. And in the next 6 months later, they kind of totally dropped out of the market itself. We kind of became like, the only supplier, the only vendor in that industry for schools. And that felt good. And it felt good not because I want to beat the competition, but because I think the competition has not done, or rather the competition have done the customer a disfavor, because when they are working with the schools, they're just seeing it like getting a work done. I mean, I can say that because I have friends in the education market, and they told me that when they work with the other consultants, of course, not all, but by and large, when they work with some of the consultants, they were like, the consultants just want to push their agenda through. Whereas for us, we took the effort to kind of actually know each and every school so well that we are able to speak the lingo, we understand how they feel, and almost all the time I would get the teachers coming up to me and saying that, were you ever a teacher? And I knew that when they asked that question, the reason why they asked that question is because my understanding and my ability and my breadth and scope and depth of knowledge about the education industry. I mean, it probably only take another teacher to be able to understand the industry to that degree itself. But I was never a teacher. I do not have any close relative or friends who are teachers. Of course, over the years, I've made many friends who are teachers who have gone on to become principals or vice principal or senior teacher, and that has that was one of the greatest things. So the first thing really for me that motivates me, it's every day I get up and I want to learn something, right? So so here are the things that I think you want to give it a try. So every day when you get up itself, I want you to do this thing. I want you to essentially ask yourself, what is my goal today, right? What is the result that I want to achieve, right? What is the result that I want to achieve? And of course, someday that result could be huge, right? Like I want to be able to put out a proposal for a $1 million brand in terms of their social media strategy. That could be it. Or it could be a situation whereby, you just want to be able to figure out or to backward engineer or to hack someone else's flywheel system, for example, right? Whatever the case may be, every day when you get up, you have to have a goal. You have to have an outcome that you want to reach, and that's number one. Number two, it's then you got to ask yourself, what must I learn today, right? What must I learn today that will help me achieve this goal? And sometimes that learning could be, well, I need to learn a new skill. Sometimes that learning could be greater self-awareness. Well, because I might think that I have the skill, but actually, truly, I did not have it. And so it's that level of self-awareness. So what is it that I want to learn in order to achieve that outcome? And then every day, so that's the first one. The second part is that every day you need to think about what is it that I could do to earn an income, right? I know some of you, perhaps, maybe you are not the self-employed or entrepreneur type, so that doesn't apply to you. But for the rest of us, right? For the rest of us, every day you have to think about what is it that I can do to earn an income. And of course, in order to earn an income, you have to exchange value, you have to give value, and in exchange for the value that you give, someone is going to give you money. And thirdly, every day I wake up and I look at who are the people that I want to beat, right? And when I say I want to beat them, it's not about just wanting to edge them out of the industry itself and have myself have the entire market to myself. But the whole idea behind that is that what is it that they are doing that is not good enough, right? Which is not good enough that I can provide. And I think the clients, the customer would deserve that. What is that thing, right? And I think about that, and that allows me to make sure that I emerge different from the competition. Well, what about you? What is the thing that motivates you, right? Is it money? Is it learning? Is it weeding out the competition? What is it? Share with me, right? And with that, thank you for watching. And this is Melvin Live Show. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if what you want to know. If you want to follow me along this line of sharing about the mindset, skill set, and the tool set of building a 1-person, 1 million all digital business, if that's what you are interested in, make sure you join me. Episode 100 is coming up, and I would like to tease you a little bit. There's going to be some interesting thing that's going to come up in episode 100 and beyond, right? And so with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.